right, so today's agenda, what we're going to do is together, we're going to do this Edgenuity quiz review, which is right here. So please download it. And it's also just good scrap paper once you take your Edgenuity quiz today, because most of it is blank, okay? It shouldn't take us very long at all. After that, then the asynchronously, you're just going to take the quiz, okay? So it's already up there on Edgenuity. It is one quiz, and it says multiplying polynomials and simplifying expressions. Remember, it is 10 questions, multiple choice. You get 2 tries. I wanted to give you a reminder that there's going to be, here, let me show you. For your IXL, which is due, there we go. Your IXL, which is due January 29th, and this is also posted on Schoology, you have those 6 levels, right? Z1, 4, 6, 8, 10, and AA2. It's due next Friday, so exactly in 1 week. So there's going to be 3 quizzes right here, 3 quizzes that's going to be added toward or average towards that one. And then for the rest of the chapter, there will be 4. Okay, so get working on your IXL because I know that some of us are probably going to finish the quiz really soon. It's not going to take you that long. Okay. What else? After that, so your homework is just honestly, officially your Edgenuity quizzes. You had 1 yesterday. So if you did not do it, then finish that as well. And then you have 1 today. All right, that's it. Over here, I have this link right here. So on Monday and Tuesday of next week, we are going to be map testing. Yay! So with map testing, all of you are going to be on your own computer. If you have a Chromebook, it should be fine. But I still want you to click this link and make sure that you don't have pop-up issues or screen resolution issues. So at least for my class, I'm going to have you practice or try it today. For Ms. Johnson's class, maybe you can click it and just make sure it works. And if it doesn't, then either come see me and I can fix your computer for you if you are in person. And if you're online at the end of the period or at some point in the period, why don't you hop onto my chat and I can help you navigate how to fix it if this link won't work for you. Okay, so that's it. Basically, all we're doing today is 1 quiz. And if you had a quiz from yesterday you still didn't finish, then you have to do that too. Okay, so that's our plan for today. It says homework here. You have video notes, but that is not the case. Your algebra teachers decided to show you some mercy and not give you video notes, so you just have a quiz. All right. So this quiz is all going to be about multiplying polynomials, multiplying. So one question that you might see that you might get confused on is something like this. So I know that if I have parentheses, I know I have to FOIL or distribute, but then I have a 2 on the outside. So I have a question for you. I know I have to distribute the 2, but my question is this, and this is what everyone gets confused on. When I distribute, do I distribute the 2 to every single thing in all the parentheses? Or do I just do it to the first set of parentheses? What do we think? Just the first set. Good. So the biggest mistake you guys are still going to make is you're going to think that when you distribute, you have to distribute to this one and this one too. And that's not the case. Okay. So just to clarify, when you distribute, you're only distributing to the first set of parentheses. That's it. So that's what we do first. Okay. To solve this, distribute. Can someone raise their hand and distribute that for us? What will we end up getting? Jack? 2x plus 6, right? You're just multiplying. And then you still have this 5x squared minus 7. So there are many ways that you can multiply a binomial times a binomial, right? You can FOIL, you can distribute, or you can do the box method. So why don't you do that right now, whatever way you like best, and I'll do it too. And then we'll just compare answers and make sure that we got it right. So go ahead and multiply this thing times this thing. Scout, do you have a question? I'm only calling on you, Scout, because you have your hand raised, but if not, then no worries. Okay, hopefully we got 10x to the third plus 30x squared minus 14x minus 42 as our answer. I did FOIL for this method, and then I did the box method if you like that better, but notice how either way that I did it, I still got the same answer, okay? By the way, I wanted to show you just to remind you how to do the box method, because there's gonna be a couple questions that's like, what did I do wrong in this box method? So remember for the box method, you just take these two and you multiply. So like 5 times 2 is 10, x times x to the second is x to the third. So you take these two and you multiply. And you take these two and you multiply. And then you take these two and then you multiply. I think also the biggest thing you need to remember is make sure you put it in standard form, right? Biggest exponent, then smaller, then smaller, then smaller. So it should be put in this order. Are there any questions with number 1 before we move on? Okay, number 2. Sorry, I keep on zooming in and out. I can't decide what I want to do. All right, so I have 10 minus 6 parentheses x plus 3. That's my problem. So here's a mistake that, or maybe I shouldn't say what your mistake is yet, but what do you think I need to do first? Read. Okay, so that's the biggest mistake you guys are going to make. So you guys are going to think, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. A lot of you are going to think, oh, okay, so I should do 10 minus 6, which is 4, parentheses, x plus 3, and then distribute that. That is wrong. Please don't do that. Okay, so does anyone think they know what you actually need to do then? Grayson?
Wouldn't you distribute the 6 and then combine like terms?
Correct. But you're not distributing a 6. You're distributing a negative 6. Okay. So a lot of you see 10 minus 6 and you just want to do that because you're like, oh, 10 minus 6, reading from left to right. That's not correct. Remember PEMDAS? PEMDAS tells you that multiplying comes before adding and subtracting. Okay. So the first thing you have to do is actually distribute, and then at the very end, put the 10 at the end, okay? So really, I have 10, so 10 still stays there. Now distribute the negative, because it's a minus, negative 6x. I have minus 6x minus 18. Okay, so if I distribute the negative 6, I have minus 6x minus 18. Now I can combine like terms. So it looks like I have a number and put it in standard form. So biggest exponent first, which would be negative 6x. And then 10 minus 18, because it says minus 18 here, is negative 8. So I write minus 8. So this is my answer. Okay, notice how if I were to do 10 minus 6 first and get 4, and then I distributed, I get a completely different answer, right? That's why that's not right. Please do not subtract. You always distribute or multiply first before you add and subtract. You still have to follow PEMDAS. Yes?
So do the one with the light.
So do this one. This one is the correct version. Okay, don't do this one. Bad. No, no good. Boo. All right. Any questions with number 2? Because I only have one more thing to go over with you. Okay. Number 3. I have x minus 4 in parentheses and then squared. What do you think we need to do first? Read.
Do parentheses x minus 4, parentheses x minus 4.
Okay, so Reed is saying, rewrite this. He is right. This is the mistake that I'm afraid you guys are going to make. I'm afraid you're going to take this 2 and distribute it like this and say the answer is x squared minus 16. That's not right. That is the wrong answer. Remember how we talked about this a couple days ago? You can't distribute a exponent because there's a plus or minus in between. You can distribute if you had like 4x and then like that, because there's no plus or minus in between. But you're not allowed to distribute if there is a plus or minus in between. So instead, what Reed said to do was to rewrite this problem. So really, this problem is x minus 4, right? You write it 2 times because it's squared. Now, after you write it, then you would either FOIL it or distribute it or do the box method, however you like. So why don't you try that right now by yourself? Okay, so hopefully your answer was x squared minus 8x plus 16. Notice how if I FOILed it, or I distributed it, or I boxed it, I still get the same answer either way. Okay, so please keep that in mind. When you have a squared, do not distribute the squared, rewrite it, and then you're good, and then you multiply it out. Okay, that's it. Don't leave yet, don't leave yet. Are there any questions? All right, don't leave yet. So your task for the rest of today and for homework is to finish this Edgenuity quiz and do yesterday's if you still have yesterday's you need to get done, okay? I would also suggest, especially Ms. Johnson's kids, because you guys can leave in like 2 minutes, but to click this link, and maybe I'll put this in the chat just in case you don't have it on your Schoology. But click this link and make sure that you have like a page that looks like this. So like NWEA will show up, and then it'll give you like the session name and session password, like basically to log in. I just want you to be ready for Monday so that we don't have to waste time, trying to figure out your pop-ups or your screen resolution. Okay. So Miss Johnson's kids, if this doesn't pop up and you like have issues and you don't know how to fix it, either walk your way over to my class